So, have you ever done something so dumb that you can't even feel bad for yourself? It's even worse when your parents warned against such an experience. Last summer, not last summer, at the end of last school year, I did something that could be explained like this. The lesson of the story is that sometimes you should listen to your parents. So, it was in May, and it was after school, and me, Lauren, Max, Warren, Chelsea, and this girl named Maddie were bored after school one day, and we didn't know what to do. And so Max, being Max, was like, let's go sneak into this quarry on County Home Road. And I'm not normally the type of person who does bad stuff that could be considered bad. And so I was like, okay, let me call my mom. And so I called my mom, and I told her, I was like, this is what we're going to do. And she did stuff like that when she was a teenager. So she said, okay, but if you get caught, you have to pay everyone's fees and da-da-da-da. And so I did it, I guess. And so you had to drive, and you have to jump out of the car, and you have to run and jump over this fence and run. And I'm not a runner. And so I was running. And so basically I had to run so the cars couldn't see my County Home Road, and then we walked like a mile to get back to this quarry. And the quarry was really beautiful, and it was really clear water and really nice water, and the fish would just come up to you. And so on our way back, though, Warren was like, we were kind of being careless about making sure cars from the highway didn't see us because we were about to get picked up, you know? And Warren was like, you guys need to hide because my mom said I have to pay all the fees. And so I really wasn't worried because Warren was going to pay for mine if we got caught. But then we were waiting for Lauren's mom to get us by the gate. And I was like, you guys, because there's this red truck that was slowing down to pull in to the quarry, and we knew that the guy who owned it had a red truck. So Warren and Chelsea and Navon was with us. They took off running. And like I said, I'm not a runner. So I ran a little bit, and then I just laid down in these tall weeds. And I pulled out my phone, started texting my mom, and I was like crying. And I was like, Mom, I'm never going to go to college and all this stuff. And she's like, calm down. If you get caught, play dumb, act like you didn't know it was illegal. Da, da, da. And then I started hearing footsteps. And so I was like, oh, gee. I was like, I'm done. And so I like peeked up. And the next thing I see is Max, like, looking over me. And he's like, what are you doing? Come on. And so then we had to get up and, like, run. And I had to run him through this creek and jump over barbed wire and stuff. And in a swimsuit and flip-flops and shorts. And it was terrible. And these weeds were hitting my body. And it was just a bad experience. But then Lauren's mom, we ran a long way. And we went up this ditch. And Lauren's mom was waiting there in the car. And then once we drove back by, there was 3 cop cars at the quarry with the owner of it. And so I learned from that situation that not to sneak into quarries.
We report you.
Because, yeah, it happened last year, so I don't really care. And then I hope that you guys learned not to sneak into the quarry on County Home Road. The moral of the story is to sometimes listen to your parents, because if I listened to my mom, I wouldn't have had to run that whole distance. And even though it was one of the dumbest things I've ever done, it was still one of my most fun experiences. Thank you.
Yes, tomorrow. We have no camera.
Oh, do you want my note card?